Put some new 4Gs on the Jeep. I trap until my bloody bottoms is underneath. Cause all my niggas got it out the streets. I keep 100 racks inside my
What's good,
jeans.
beautiful people? Welcome to another episode on this short series of Uncomfortable Growth. I'm Jasmine.
I am your girl, J. Renee.
And you guys, today we're going to be talking about love and relationships. We're going to be talking about the things that we've learned in these 20s. And again, nothing we say is the law or the rule. We're just going to be talking from our experiences.
We just talking. How was your day today, sis?
And my day was beautiful. I start my day off with gratitude, try to find as many things, affirmations, try to find as many things to be grateful for. I call my mom in the mornings.
Every morning?
Try to talk to my mom, pray with her. And also
nice.
My dad, and I take a little walk.
That's good too.
Yeah. What about you? How was your day?
My day's good. I like to start my morning. That sounds like very quiet mornings. I like quiet mornings. Like I like to pace my mornings out. I don't think I should just wake up and hop on a computer and go to work.
Yeah.
So I do the same things at 10 o'clock. I do a stretch at 10, and after that
So you start your day off at 10? That's beautiful.
I sign on to work, and then and then I leave. I walk away, and I give myself time to wake up. I'm not a morning person, so I need to wake up. So I stretch. I stretch about 10 o'clock. Then I write affirmations too, because those really, really help me out. And then I sit back down. I have some tea sometimes. And affirmations for me is kind of a mix between I pray, I read, I talk to myself.
Yes.
And then I jump into my day, my work day, you know what I mean? So I'm feeling good. Today's a good day, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, it's a good day.
I'm any day when I'm repping for the hometown's a good day, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the 919 always,
And I'm repping for my favorite place that I've ever visited, which was South Africa. This is literally from Soweto, and this has Mandela on it.
I like how you said that. It sounded good.
Yeah, Soweto.
Yeah. It sounded good. Hey, South Africa. I got to get to South Africa. Like, I'm out here traveling, but we got to get there.
I love traveling.
Me too. And so today we talking about love, though, which is probably one of my favorite things to talk about. I'm not going to
I like talking about love, too.
I do, too. And I think I like talking about it because it's just so many roads that everybody could go through, and like so many things, waking up every morning thinking about so many things. It's just so many things that people say and like people navigate, and it's cool. Like I just enjoy talking to people about love and about what they're going through. But I think I'm in my late 20s, and this is where it really gets. This is what they say this the thick of it, sis, for us.
What do you mean the thick of it? Like, let's dive into that. What is the thick of it?
Where this is the part where you really learn about like friends and who you have and who you don't have, and and the ups and downs of a relationship, and what you'll tolerate, what you won't tolerate, how to treat yourself in the midst of that. Just kind of like the magnifying glass on you as you go through relationships and love and romantic love and just love and friendships and things like that. Because I feel like it's just so much going on. I feel like I'm kind of shocked that all of us have such similar experiences, like different men, you know what I mean, but similar experiences with men. Like they're not all the same men, but unhealed trauma, things like that, and settling. Like these are the years that we go through those things and learning what settling feels like, and if it's not something you want to do, and being okay with like, man, I'd rather or not having sex and choosing to be celibate for a while until you find the right man, and like it's just all of those things, or dating men in prison, it's across the board. Across the board, it's like a lot of that, and so it's across the board.
It's across the board. Okay, so let's go to that first thing that you said. About settling. Yeah. And settling has nothing to do with that other person. It has everything to do with you.
Yeah.
And that's what we don't like to talk about in relationships. I feel like in none of this will we be talking about just the other people. I feel like I really want to take the stance on us. And how we
I think we have different stances on settling too.
Yeah.
We really do.
And so in my experiences, because that's all I want to share, like I hope that you, whoever is listening, shout out to you for listening, for being here under this uncomfortable growth. In my journey, anytime that I have settled, it has been maybe out of impatience. It has been out of some criteria that I've set for myself. Well, at this age, I should be at this. So, okay, I'm going to accept or allow, this situation to occur, or even to not understand my worth fully. And as beautiful as we both are, as beautiful as women are, like, the worth conversation, the value conversation is still something that isn't talked about enough, because you can wear the finest clothes, you can have the most beautiful lifestyle, but if you can't see the worth within yourself on how beautifully and wonderfully made you are, how you shouldn't allow,
Jazz preaching to y'all,
on how you shouldn't allow certain things, or like to even settle for like the mediocre, type relationships just to be with somebody, right? Like, it has everything to do with you.
Sometimes I support that. I see. I essentially it's the same what you said. But you went more of a, like, if you love yourself route, and I'm with that. Love yourself for sure. But I think that's the route that everybody goes.
You think so?
Yeah, everybody want to be like, if you just love yourself more, and it's true. Don't get me wrong, it's true. But it's just not that simple. I think that's very black and white. Like, we do know at the root of it.
Yeah.
Is loving yourself more and recognizing what you deserve and knowing your worth and things like that. So I'm not for one second saying that we shouldn't have those things or value those things.
Add to it, because
I just don't think it's that black and white. I think it's the gray area.
Some color.
Okay, I think the area of it is a lot of times settling just comes from desperation, like you said.
Yeah. Now being patient.
Right, but that's the part that they never talk about.
Yeah.
That's the areas like. And I say this again from my own journey. I chose to settle.
Yeah.
As in, I knew I was settling.
Yeah.
And I knew why I was settling.
Yeah.
And I knew what I wanted. And at that time in my life, I wanted intimacy, non-sexual intimacy, because that's something that, you know what I'm saying, is probably going. I'm a hoe for non-sexual. I am a hoe for non-sexual intimacy, and that's what I wanted. Yeah. And so because I knew I wanted that, I went out and got it. And I think, like, it's a difference when you choose to settle and but you don't stay in it. Yeah. Like, I knew I wasn't going to stay in it, And I didn't know how it was going to feel. Even though I made the choice, like, I just need somebody right now for, to hold my hand, to cuddle with me. What was I supposed to be like? You will settle, and I'm going to leave at some point.
I mean... No. What I've seen on the internet, some women are like straight up like, I'll do X, Y, and Z with you for money. So it's like not
prostitution.
I
know you lying. I know you lying.
Is it prostitution
for
like
money?
The OnlyFans
energy. These men ain't got no money, child. But I mean, listen, OnlyFans is different than settling and like. Yeah, you took us all left, sis. That's different. OnlyFans is different.
The reason why, what I was trying to get at is, in those scenarios and situations, that those people know what they're getting into. It's transactional.
Yeah.
So
it's like it's like dating a stripper. If you decide to date a stripper and you knew she was a stripper when you met her,
right?
Then you know what you're getting into. She ain't finna quit her stripping job. I mean, she might if you
right. So when you're speaking about like the non-sexual intimacy, did that person know what they were getting into? Okay,
not those details of it, like, because I didn't know. Mm-hmm. Like, at the beginning I knew I wanted somebody, and I knew that whoever I got was going to be on my level, but I didn't really know what I was seeking until after, like, and kind of in the middle of it, of the relationship. I really was like, I just did this because I want it. I enjoy the way that we have, like, we watch movies and we cuddle on the couch. I enjoy that. That's what I like. So I didn't really know.
It sounds like consistent companionship as well.
Yeah. For me, you know what I mean?
Isn't that what a relationship is?
Essentially, that's what I was in. I was in a relationship.
You was in a relationship.
Yeah, I was in a relationship, and like I said, it didn't start like I wasn't in the beginning of it. Like, this is gonna be a relationship that I settle and I get out, and like, it wasn't like that. Yeah. It wasn't as clear cut as that, right? Yeah. But I still knew, and like I said, no woman has ever talked to me about what settling feels like. Yeah. So but what I've learned from settling is that the internals, like, I call it the internal signs that I was getting, those moments where you're sitting down and you're like, I deserve better than this, to yourself. Or those moments when you're having a conversation with a person and you're just like annoyed that why am I even talking to you about this? Like, we too grown for this. That I even have to say this to you. Yeah. We grown. Like, those things that you say to yourself, to me, those are the settling signs that you hear. And like, for me, I thought that they would quiet down. They wasn't quieting down. Those moments, they was getting louder and louder. And I was like, well, how long am I gonna put up with the settling? Because I already know I'm settling, but how long am I gonna deal with it? And so, we said before on the podcast, you know, like I live super realistic, so I am able, and I have a really high awareness level of myself. So I'm able to, like, even though I knew I was settling and I was in that situation, in that relationship, I knew what it was the whole time. I knew what I was doing. I knew I was settling. I knew that when it was coming to an end, and I knew when it had to come to an end. And even within knowing all those things, emotionally as a woman, it didn't necessarily feel the best, because you get caught up in that. It gets comfortable. I was comfortable. Me and that man was comfortable. We was comfortable. It was okay. But even in comfort, right, of routine and comfortability and stuff like that, you still, those signs still be loud. And you still, you know, you have to leave and walk away and choose yourself, essentially, you know, especially when you know, like, it's better men out here that'll do more for me, and I don't even have to do as much for them, that'll love me, that'll choose me, that'll, you know, admire me and things like that. And why settle for less than that, you know, permanently at least? But I do know a lot of women get comfortable, and when you get comfortable, that's dangerous, because you get stuck. You be with somebody for like 5 years, knowing you settling. It's just comfortable, and that's dangerous. And I didn't want to get stuck in that either. And I was pretty close. A couple years in, I was like, all right, you know. But I knew what was going on. I don't really live. I like to call it fairy tale. I know a lot of women live in like a fairy tale world. I'm crying. I mean, the majority live in fairy tale world where it's a lot of Disneyland and Princess Me, and I want to have my wedding, and I picture my wedding like this, and I picture love like this, and a man swooping me off my feet, and I want this. Why is
she reading me?
I'm crying. And like, so I don't really live in that life. I really live super realistic. And so, like, if whatever the signs I see in the beginning, when we're dating, when we're talking, first date, I can do first date signs, you know what I mean? Whatever signs, whatever issues I see, I know what I'm getting into. And then I like to talk about what I'm getting into. Let's talk about what we're going to be. Let me know my role here. Let me know what you're trying to get into, what I'm trying to get into, so I can play my part accordingly. Because I like to be a team player. I like to play my part. You know what I'm saying? I like to know my role and what we're doing. Because some people don't even like dating.
Yeah.
And by dating, I mean, like, seeing multiple people, going out on dates with multiple people. You know what I mean? Like, some people don't like doing that. And so some people struggle with that. And I do not. You struggle with that, sis?
Oh, no. So.
No, I can go out on these days. That ain't no problem.
So when I was in college, I was surrounded by men. That I was an engineer. And I never was one that just focused solely on my books. I like to have books and a bag. You know what I'm saying?
Books and a bay.
Books and a bay.
See, I won't like that.
I didn't leave college with my MRS degree, but, you know, I almost had something going multiple times.
What is an MRS degree?
Your missus. Like, you get your ring, you go to college, you can find your husband.
That one was so far. I was like, girl, what the hell kind of degree is that?
Right. You literally just asked about it.
You know, I didn't leave college with that either, but this man told me, I ain't going to say his name because he don't need that credit. He told me that college is the only place we're ever going to be around that many people.
Yeah.
We're ever going to meet that many men that are doing different things. Because when you go into the adult world, it's the grocery store to work. You're in the same environment.
Yeah.
So that's crazy you didn't leave with your MRS.
No, I didn't.
Me neither.
I don't think a lot of women leave with their MRS degree.
They shouldn't. We graduate in what, 21?
Yeah.
We shouldn't be married in 19.
I get it, you know, but let's just say walking away with a companion that you can grow with and evolve with, that would be nice. Yeah. So for me, when it comes to like dating, I didn't really understand the concept of dating outside of college. Like, once I left college, dating got harder. And the reason why I say that is because now you're in corporate America. I guess in New York City, I'd be honest, like, I didn't have a lot of guys knocking on my phone, knocking on my door. I went to church. I went to all these different places.
They weren't talking to you down the sidewalk.
No.
Child.
Well,
shout out to Brooklyn.
But listen, talking on the sidewalk and saying, "Hey, yo, ma," does not equal
not catcalling, but just men
on
meeting men on the sidewalk.
No.
Because I experienced both catcalling and men just being like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like,
no. I didn't have any of those experiences.
Where you live, Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I lived in Brooklyn.
I be forgetting.
You know, I didn't have those experiences. So for me in college, it was easier to date. It was easier to talk to people. Men had more confidence to come up, say, "Hey, can I have your number? You know, you're pretty." Da da da. So it's just like after that, that's when everything kind of went silent.
Your dating life went
a little bit, and that's when I was in a relationship once I graduated college. That didn't really last, but you know, that's neither here nor there. That's the relationship that don't really count in my opinion, because I was like, I don't even know what that was. You ever had relationships where you just like, I don't even know what that was? That was what I did when I got out of college. I was like, I don't know what that was.
I ain't had none of those.
Yeah, I did, and I just remember it's just like just focusing on myself. Started picking up a lot of hobbies.
I'm mad that you was in New York. You know, people, and I know people gonna think this too. People think a lot like you in New York. That's where thousands and thousands of people are. Where you see so many.
When I tell you, I was starting to get upset. I was like,
but was you going out though? Because like I said, people get caught in routine. You know what I mean? You go into church. You going.
I was out.
You ever been on a what's it called? Blind date? Not blind date. Where you go sit down and they move the people. What's that called?
No, that's
speed dating.
Speed dating. I didn't have that experience.
I'm gonna try it. I've never done speed date, but I feel like it would be great. I like talking, so if they can just rotate these men on down, I'm just gonna talk.
Hello, how's it going? I'm Jasmine. Hi, I'm Jasmine.
Yeah. What do you do? I don't mind doing that. I think those are cool experiences, but I definitely want to do it in New York. I've never done that in New York, but I can't even talk about dating after college. I lived in Utah, so that wraps that up for me.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. My dating experiences were not that much. It's almost like I had that same college energy. Like there were so many guys from college that still hadn't had a chance to, I guess, talk to me, and so I still had that pull.
Oh, the college dudes was hitting you up? I hated that. Yeah. I hated that, just for the record. I hated it for all of y'all. Listen, if you ain't holler at me in college, swinging in my DMs 2 years later was not gonna do anything.
Well, they didn't even have my DM. They had the number.
I was curving. I was big curving. I was like, boy, I live in Utah. What is we finna do?
I know.
Nothing. So out my DMs.
That moving is different. So like if you go to college and like maybe you stay around that hometown, I feel like your dating chances increases. Or
you think so?
Yeah. Like
I definitely am glad I didn't stay in my hometown.
Yeah.
Blessings be.
Blessings be.
Blessings be. Because I did have like a long distance relationship in Utah.
I had so many long distance.
Did you?
Yes. Every relationship
had one
since high school has ended up somewhere or another in long distance because
one and done
of New York City.
One and done. I could not do it. After that one, I couldn't do it. And I will have to say that one was probably super important to me. It definitely changed a lot of who I was, a lot of who I am today. And the long distance aspect of it just made it so much harder for me emotionally. Like I learned a lot about myself emotionally. Like I can't fall in love with somebody and have a bad day and not come home and touch them. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, so that's the settling part for me. Like I should have been like, I can't do long distance. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You in Texas, I'm in New York. I can't do long distance.
That's what I tell people now. I let people know now I do not do long distance.
It's hard.
And it's not against the person or anything like that. And I know people that have successfully done it. I'm not saying it's impossible. However, I'm saying know yourself.
You need to have a foundation with that person before you can do long distance.
Nope, I can't do it, period. Foundation or no foundation. Know yourself. If I have a bad day, I don't want to do FaceTime you and be crying. I want to come to the house, come to your house, come to my house, and I talk to you and we calm me down, we sit down. Like that's what I want. That's intimacy though. Like those are the things that, like I said, Jasmine needs.
So coming to the table, knowing what you need, knowing what you want, and knowing what you can tolerate and allow.
Absolutely.
Long distance for myself,
ain't nobody in love out here.
It ain't that,
these hoes ain't loyal.
Been it. Long distance has not been it.
They for the streets, period.
We talking about two different things.
I'm talking about these men being for the streets.
All right, so
cause that's where they at.
You know,
the streets, and they say I don't even want half of them. I don't want the ones my age.
I don't know if y'all follow this page, Justin LeBoy.
Oh God. Jesus Lord. Go on, take us there, sis.
That page is hilarious to say the least, and it's eye opening to say like the most, right? Like the two.
Why is it eye opening?
Because it's so many people that are experiencing the same thing.
It's so man.
So many.
That man be talking like I don't even know how. I don't know how to this happened? I don't even know how he happened. Like, just because he be talking like regular, he just be saying regular stuff.
I know,
and it's relatable. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not relatable. It's relatable,
but it's just to the magnitude. Like, so many women are experiencing men that's talking to so many other women, so many men, so many women are experiencing
toxic men cheating,
so many
unhealed men that just they are emotionally unavailable from trauma from past relationships and things like that. Men that don't communicate, men that don't know how to communicate.
It's just that's the eye-opening part. Does it get better? Do you see it getting better?
Yikes!
Or is it
hell
still
of a
the
question?
ghetto?
Look, hell of a question. Well, for me, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it's quite the ghetto. Looking like I'm gonna be in the ghetto for quite some time. It's ghetto. I just think it's rough. It's rough. It's rough to find a man that's on your page. To be honest, in my opinion, I've only ever had one, and I think I have high standards. I don't even gonna say I think I have high standards. I really do, and that makes it rougher. That makes it more ghetto. You know, because I do have high standards, and so I got the ambitious woman curse. That's what I think it is. That's what I call it. I don't think that's
Explain
I
that.
don't think it's a real name for it. So don't nobody try to come for me on that. But I just think there's a lot of, and I'm not even. I think it's a lot of us, a lot of black women, women in general, graduating college, getting into these jobs, making a lot of money, because that's what the stats are saying right now. Shout out to us, and we're doing better than a lot of men in those areas, making more money than men, grinding, healing, even healing. From our childhoods a lot more than men choose to, and getting ourselves together. And I think when you're an ambitious woman, you kind of, it's hard to find a man that's equally ambitious, equally chasing his bag, equally chasing, setting himself up for his future, his family, his career, his house, whatever that may be to you, because it varies from person to person. But I don't think it's that. I don't know that many men that are in that place. And the only time that I did know that many men was when we worked at our first company, and like it's tons of them there, you know what I mean? But that's a small bubble, you know?
Yeah.
But outside of that company, can't say I've seen it. Can't say I've seen men that's on my level, that's on my page, that men that's not carrying baggage. And I'm talking emotional trauma baggage. And kids. That's that baggage too. Kids, baby mamas, drama.
Can I push back on your thoughts that you just expressed? So you talked about two things, where one, can't find men that are on your level, and then two, the ambitious woman curse. And I have done a lot of time thinking about what it means to be ambitious, what it means to chase your goals, what it means for a woman to get to the bag, what it means for a woman to graduate, and like the relationships that we get into, that degree ain't gonna keep it together. That money, that money ain't gonna keep it together. Now, just listen to me where I'm about to go with this.
Okay, because I'm like, I ain't saying that now.
I'm gonna be honest. You know, y'all, I went and got married. I've been divorced. It is what it is. That is not what is required in order to have and or keep a man.
Yeah, a degree ain't gonna keep the marriage going.
No, but a lot of times I think women, we attach ourselves to our identities, to our successes.
Do you? Is that the fairytale women?
No. I'm saying as a whole, because when you were describing, again, we just having a creative discussion.
We do this, so don't think me and her will end up going back and forth. Yeah. We ain't arguing, so don't you know what I'm saying?
What I'm basically saying, because you said the ambitious woman curse, and just how is it? It's not a curse to be ambitious. It's, I think, a curse to attach your identity to success monetarily, or what you provide, or what you bring to the table, as it should equal out to a man that can do the same or more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do, but it don't make sense. I mean, it makes sense. Like, I understand the words, but like, what person? Like, we can even take it off of women. Mm-hmm. What person doesn't want somebody to bring something to a table? Even if I'm setting a water bottle on there, I want you to bring something too. Oh, we're gonna split this water bottle.
Yeah, but
did me and you split a water bottle? You got your own, don't you?
Yeah. So you're saying
you brought something to the table, sis.
So you're saying when it comes to relationships,
it doesn't have to be. I'm not saying that it needs to be like, I got a job paying $500K. You need to have a job paying $500K. No, but it do need it to me, because ambitious can go a lot of ways for me, and I don't equate ambitious to financial status. That's not where I equated it.
Oh, I know where I'm trying to go with this. I've dated men that make money, but emotionally were not available.
Right. And that's why I don't equate ambitious to like a financial status. And that's not what I mean when I say you need to bring something to the table, because the things that I want brought to a table probably aren't. When I say on my same page, I ain't even talking about degrees and money. I ain't even talking about and I'm glad that I get to be clear on that. I am talking about you being able to take care of yourself as a man. So it could be, listen, I don't care where you work. Can you pay your own bills? Can you afford to take care of yourself? Can you sustain your own life? And that doesn't have to match a salary that I have or what. Like, can you take care of yourself as an adult, as a grown man? You know what I mean? Can you take care of yourself? Do you have an emotional process? Are you okay emotionally? Have you healed some trauma? Because I'm coming to the table with, I'm trying to be healed. Not saying I'm perfect, but I'm not trying to bring no baggage with me from relationship with Joe Schmo to this table. So are you bringing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I mean when I talk about the ambitious woman curse.
So you don't have the ambitious woman curse. So it's not a curse then?
No, it's a curse. I really don't know. It's not that many successful, ambitious women I know right now that are that meet men on their page. A lot of women, and the stats, you can go look up the stats. I want everybody to go look up the stats because that would be actually good research on how many women settle. And if you go look up the stats and why women settle, it's ultimately because they can't find someone on their level on their page. Whatever on your level and on your page means to you. But it's always basically like, I can't find somebody that's on my level on my page, whether that's emotionally, financially, with the children, with the mindset, because that's a thing too, a big thing for me, where your mindset and where your mentality is. And so like, it's just about having somebody that's on your level. And that's why most people settle. Most women settle in relationships in life, and then they say men settle later on in life when they done having a good time being fuckboys. Shout out to the fuckboys, because they do. They say men end up settling when they end up marrying. A lot of men settle because they end up some woman ends up getting away, the one that got away, and they end up marrying another woman, and it's like, yeah, this woman's great, but she's not the one that I ultimately wanted to marry. But she'll do. That's what men do, and they say women just settle because we're seeking like something different than what men are seeking. So, yeah, for me, listen, you ain't got to come to the table with no bag, with no, you know what I'm saying? I ain't asking for you to be no millionaire. I'm cool. And that's like I think a lot of people focus more on money than they do on
the wholeness.
Yeah, and I focus a lot more on wholeness. Where your heart at? What kind of heart do you have? Are you a man of integrity? And that doesn't even boil down to major things. That boils down to such little things to me. A man of integrity. It could be if you go in a restaurant, if you tip.
Yeah.
See, that's not even a big thing. That's a little thing.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody that's serving.
Shout out to my servers. I was a server, and I believe you should tip. I just want to tell black people, this message is for black people. $5 is not a tip. And I know y'all done heard that before. Stop leaving people $5. Do you know they only make $2.13 an hour as a server? It's $5 is not a tip. I mean, it's $5 more than what they had, but and I'm not telling you to overreach yourself, but people be leaving $5 on a $100 tip. That is not, man, you just playing them. And so that's what I mean. Like, and that's integrity. Just those type of men that do good, put good out into the world, and trying to be good people for me. So I do focus on the wholeness, less on the material things, you know what I'm saying, the monetary type things.
When you're looking, or when somebody approaches you and that wants to date you and wants to get to know you, what are like the checks and balances that you go through to know if that person should be allowed into your space, into your world, to take that next step to get to know you?
Hey, that's funny. It's funny because, like, again, I have to keep saying this, like, I'm super realistic, so I do have a checks and balances system in my mind. And I'm gonna go ahead and share it with y'all because I recommend all women do this. But I have red flag, yellow flag, right?
Yeah.
And I got green flags too. And those are like in my mind. If you sit down and we had a date and just talking to you, I can learn a lot from you talking to you. Yeah. And what I feel from you, the vibes I get from you. So yeah, you sit down with me and you get the same. Let's say you have a kid and you like, yeah, me and my baby mama don't get along.
Yellow flag.
Okay, we on yellow. Do that mean it can go green? It could go red. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, well, do y'all co-parent well? And men get to fumbling and being like, yeah, I send her money, and you know what I'm saying, look, You bullshitting, but that's really how it goes. Like, I send her money. I talk to my kid, like, twice a week. Red flag for me.
Yeah.
And it's not red flag because, first of all, it ain't my child, so not my business. But it speaks to a lot of your character to me and the type of dad you are. Yeah. Which matters to me.
Because that'd be the kind of dad that you could be for our child, too.
And the kind of man that you want to present yourself to a child that is yours. That's your seed. Let's just go. That is your seed. If you can't treat your own seed well, what you gonna do with me, Doc? What is you finna do? What you finna do with me?
Right.
And then I think you gonna treat me great?
Yeah.
You don't need to treat your own child great.
Yeah.
It is absolutely a red flag. Does that mean I won't go on a second date with you? Because sometimes I like to flesh out more details. Sometimes I do like to give people chances. Yeah. You never know, because there's always two sides to a story now, child, and it could be that the other side of that story is messed up. So I do red flags, you know what I'm saying? I do red flags, yellow flags, and I go from there. That's kind of like what I do. If I sit down with you and, you tell me you smoke weed every day. Okay, why are you smoking every day? And if it's just, like, I need to relax at the end of my long work day when I leave corporate America, I'd be stressed out. They eating my soul up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends on what we got going on. Or that's one side. Or it could be another person being like, I just smoke weed 4 or 5 times a day. I still get my work done. I still get, okay. Yellow flag for me.
I had an experience where I was with someone and they used cannabis every day.
Cannabis. They use
4 times a day. And I just...
Yellow flag for you?
I don't think...
The flag varies on person to person.
For me...
red flag?
If you already established in your career and you got all your checks and balances good, then fine. But at some point, like, are we escaping reality?
Right. And that's why it's like
a little bit
red flag, yellow flag. So it just depends. That's my.
Are you using it to escape reality?
That's my checks and balances. But also, like, your relationship with your parents. Talk to me, because I'm gonna get into it. I'm a talker. I'm gonna get into your business. I want to know what you was raised by a single mom. Okay, what you be talk to me, because that's really where I'm at. Your childhood is really where I'm gonna learn your issues, and every issue got a flag for me: red, yellow, green. You understand? And that's how I gauge how well we'll mesh. And sometimes, like I said, I flesh it out to continue to see, like, because some people are working on their issues, and that's cool too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I do love to sit down with men that be like, well, I'm not that great of a communicator, but I'm in therapy and I'm working on talking better. Okay. Yellow, green flag. You better come on. It could be green. So, like, it just depends. But I do have a system. Do you have a system?
For me, my new system.
Sis said, I didn't really have one. But
okay, because in college, the men were just there, so they just come and they can wear you down as far as, like, I like you, like, it's like the best man winning, right? Who is coming after you the hardest? Who's pursuing you the hardest? It's
still like that as an adult. If I'm dating 5 men, listen, who giving me the energy that I like?
So I'm just saying that's not necessarily the case in adulthood. So for me now, I take my time. I want to get to know you. I want to develop a friendship with you. They at least within the first 3 to 6 months, you still got your representative.
Sis, I've learned that people don't go slow.
I know. I'm raising my hand. And also, I didn't
it's so
go
many
slow
people
because I knew the person. But
whatever. You're not alone. I'm learning, like, the majority. I'm so in the minority. Like, I'm dumb slow. Like, it takes me so long to, like, fall in love. It takes me so long to fall in. Like, I'm slow. But I'm learning that most people move really fast.
Yeah, but that's if you don't learn nothing about me today. Jasmine is taking her time, and the reason why I'm taking my time and the reason why I share with anybody to take their time is that representative. When you don't know that person, y'all didn't go to the same school, whatever, even if y'all did go to the same school, that representative is present. We bring our own representative, they bring their own representative. And, they're not going to tell you all the triggers that they have. They're not going to tell you.
That's wild, because I will. Well, I'm slap open book, boy. What you want to know?
But if you tell somebody every single one of your triggers, then, you know, it's on them to not hit that trigger, but then they got to learn why is that trigger there. You know what I'm saying?
Do they?
Yeah. Because if it's a trigger
Depends.
for you.
I'm super communicative. So it depends. I'll tell you I have a trigger, tell you I'm working on a trigger, and not necessarily, you could trigger me. And I'll use that as a moment to practice not being bothered by it. So it just depends.
But even for that person, they gotta learn, am I okay with her triggers? Is because that's not something, let's just say you're triggered by, whenever we're around, I'm always talking about the fact that you got on long clothes. Maybe that's a trigger. It's random.
Right.
It's random, right? But because I didn't know you, and because it's something foreign to me, you wearing long clothes in the summertime is a foreign to me. I could do things unsubconsciously, and it don't have nothing to do with my character. It don't have nothing to do with me. But not being a good person.
But if I communicate to you, like, hey, look, I'm gonna tell you why I wear a long sleeve. I'm cold all the time. Do that after I tell you that. Like, it's all about what you do when you know. After I tell you that, will you continue to trigger me? Because if I tell you I wear long sleeves because I'm always cold, or I have this type of sickness where I just have to wear long sleeves, are you gonna keep talking about that to me?
Yeah.
Because that'd be dumb if you did. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. So I think also the process of elimination is, once you do get to that vulnerable state, what they do with that information.
It's always about when you know, and that's one of them old school quotes that when you know better, you do better. And I don't 100% stand by that quote, but it's all about what you do when you know.
Yeah,
because we cannot do nothing if we don't know.
How soon should a person start to know, though? Is it the first 3 months? The first
communication.
6?
It's as soon as a person communicates to you. It's as soon as you ask. It's all about, listen.
What is too much?
Too much what?
Giving your business, sharing your whole heart. Like, what? How soon or how not soon should you do that?
I think that's a tough question. I think that depends, because like I said, I sit down, I'm an open book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could talk about 1,000 different things, and but that doesn't mean, and about myself, I'll be open and honest about myself, about my issues, what I have going on. But it might feel like to them I'm showing my heart, but I ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so it just, that depends. I move slow, like, and it ain't necessarily, it's slow. I'm learning that I move a lot slower, like. And I have such particulars that other people don't have. Like, I'm really meant to be a serial monogamous person, but I'm not. Like, I'm not, because
you want to be married one day, right?
Good question. I don't actually think I have a marriage desire. I think I'm one of those people where, like, if it happens, that'll be amazing. If it doesn't happen, and I just have a partner, a person that's with me, and we've been rocking for a long time, also amazing. Like, it's okay, but like, since I'm not super fairy tale, my mind's not hooked into like, I need to get married, this big wedding, this, you know what I'm saying? And I do think marriage is beautiful. And actually, I'm gonna shout my parents out, because on Monday they had their 35th marriage anniversary, and so like, but when I think about that, like, when I think about how can you be with somebody for 35 years, like the same person, and I just asked my mama the other day, I was like, my mom put you on a flight. She's like, what you gonna do with your daddy? Don't y'all get tired of always being with each other? Don't y'all get a break? And she said, yeah, when we go to the bathroom. And we laughed about it. And I was like, how cute is that? But also, like, geez.
Y'all are one.
Right.
Like, your parents are literally one.
And that's how I know them to be. But it's just like, I don't know. I don't have a marriage of, like, it's not embedded in me super deeply where I have to be married. It's okay if it happens, and if so, it's okay if it doesn't. Do you have to be married? This is a lot more trickier for you to answer than.
Absolutely. My timelines and my journey and what it is that I want have shifted in a way where I'm okay taking my time.
How are you with the shift from being somebody that falls fastly to moving? Like, what are the steps that you're taking to take your time now?
Well, one, I ain't worried about it right now.
Doesn't that help, sis? Same. Look. Right now, off market jazz, okay? Because like, I'm chilling right now. We both just chilling. We're not really.
I'm focused on myself.
Yeah, I feel like I'm fresh out of something. I'm cool. I'm just fresh out of a relationship. I'm chilling. So when you're not focused on it, it is easy. But like, what about if you, let's say you leave here and you meet somebody that's like, I want to take you out on a date, and you enjoy the energy, and you're like, okay, I go on a date. How do you pace yourself if you want somebody that failed quickly? You don't know?
Absolutely, I know. So this is the funny part, and I don't know why I'm like hitting this stuff. my last relationship was the first one where it went so fast. All my other ones, I could talk like we were talking for a year.
So then, why would you classify yourself as somebody that falls fast?
Because again, I just have to look at my past history. I can't go like all the way from childhood to now.
It's about patterns. It's about.
So I'm just going based off my last situation. I was like, okay, that went incredibly too fast.
Yeah.
But prior to that, all of my other relationships, it went slow.
Well, how many adult? Because it's different when we're talking college and stuff like that. How many adult relationships have you been in?
I want to say when I was in college, I was dating a guy. He was definitely a couple of years older than me. So that
post college is. I don't count college. We still on our bullshit in college.
Oh well. Only that one then.
One.
No, two.
Because I mean, like in college, we're still 19.
I haven't dated that. My sister and my parents, they remind me, you haven't dated that many people.
I'm crying that they remind you.
Because for me, all my experiences are so big, but they remind me. They like, Jasmine, you really haven't dated that many people, and I'm like, you're right, I haven't.
Okay, so then that would be the tone. The last one would be what was set for fast. Okay, so and I've only had two post college, and they both were pretty slow. Like they were, and by slow I mean I get to know them, and I get to be a friend. I'm all about foundation and everything. So like we take our time being friends, getting to know each other, and like things like that. Moving slow, even on a sexual tip, like touching, and I don't just mean sex. I mean kissing, touching, and things like that. Like I move pretty slow when it comes to, because to me all of those things come last.
Yeah.
Sex is just the icing on the cake for me.
So I would say, just to, I guess, not wrap that part up, but taking your time, getting to know people, 3 to 6 months, that representative, I don't care if you've known them for years, as soon as you start to put a label on it, like you're dating, 3 to 6 months, a year. And not feeling the pressures of what you may see on social media, or not feeling the pressures of you have a clock on you, not feeling those pressures, because at the end of the day, if that person is your person, there's no rush on it. It's for the rest of your life. Just like how your parents are celebrating 35 years, there wasn't a rush, I'm pretty sure, for the rest of their life, because they were choosing each other.
But see, I disagree
every single day.
We got a clock on us, whether we like to talk. And this is something else women didn't talk to me about. Biological clocks, they tick. Okay, and I'm very much at the beginning of my clock ticking, but I feel that motherfucker, and that's the point. Like I feel my biological clock sometimes.
When is the age where stuff starts?
You don't feel yours yet? Because it has probably been maybe what was last? Yeah, it probably started for me about last year.
29, like
28,
about to be 28,
29 for me. When I really started being like, all right, I want to be in a relationship. Like, all right, I'm tired of, you know what I mean? Like, and then, all right, what we gonna do? You know, I want to have some kids at some point. And it's not like my clock isn't on my mind heavily right now at this time, but I can see as I get older, it pressuring me and being over my heavily. And so, I don't know. Are you big into when you're dealing with men? Are you a texter or a talker on the phone? Like
FaceTimer.
Really?
I'm a vlogger.
You said that way too excited.
I'm a vlogger. Like, I'm a FaceTime. I want to talk on the phone.
Your preference is FaceTime?
Yes.
I mean, nothing wrong with FaceTime, but I mean, when you first meet somebody, your preference is to be talking to them on FaceTime.
Why not? I also come from an industry of long distance where all I had was FaceTime. All I had was phone. So, like, that's my natural instinct of communication.
Because it's a build-up to FaceTime for me. But I feel that way about people, period. Until I know you well enough, you can't just be FaceTiming me all willy-nilly. You got to, like, it's a build-up. Like, we can go from texting and talking on the phone consistently, and then, you know what I'm saying, to FaceTiming.
I mean, it depends on how you meet them. So if you meet them in person, they already seen your face.
Facts.
So to not FaceTime.
But FaceTiming is intimate to me, because you can catch me in my bonnet. You can catch me getting out of the shower. You can catch me in the kitchen
you ain't
cooking.
going to see me in my bonnet and all that stuff pretty soon.
On the FaceTime?
No, you ain't going to get that part of me that soon. Like,
oh yeah, not early in the game. That's why it's intimate. That's why it comes to FaceTime. It depends though, like you said, and how you meet them. That's interesting. That's your preference. Are you still a good texter? Do you mind like if you meet a dude that's a texter?
Yeah, I'll text.
Oh, okay. Because some people be like, I'm not a good texter. I don't text.
I feel like that's a lie. I feel like all the things. Oh, hey. I'm not a good texter. I'm not a good caller. I'm not a good FaceTimer. Hey. I'm not a good show upper. Hey, I don't want to do this.
Said y'all lying.
It's a lie because at the end of the day, lying. It's based off of what you are willing to. That's a lie. If somebody said, I'm going to text you $1 million, you just got to be available on the phone.
Versus somebody, for real, texting you all day, every day. Some people ain't good at that.
It ain't about texting all day, every day. Can you send good morning, good afternoon, good night?
Okay, that's fair.
Can you say, hey, like, what's going on? How are you doing? What's going on throughout your day? Like, that's a text, audio. Like, I'm even an audio person.
I hate those. Do not send me no audio text message. So now I gotta hit play and put it up to my ear.
What else are you doing in your life?
I'm driving. You think I got time to put the phone up to my ear?
Okay, so you're driving 100% of the time.
No.
Okay. So my thing is, again, y'all, I may have got excited. I just feel like if you are trying to build something with somebody, however that person communicates, meeting them there and or them meeting you where you're at.
For sure. I 100% stand with you.
For sure.
So but I mean, I just
think if somebody says I can't do something, they're lying.
I can't. If I meet a dude and he's like, yeah, so like I don't like texting and I don't like talking on the phone.
You're lying.
I'm gonna FaceTime you. And that's his way. That's his way of communicating. He like, no, so every time I want to talk to you, it's gonna be a FaceTime. And I just met you at the gas station. It's a no for me, big dog.
No, not the FaceTime and you just meeting them. But you did ask me like my favorite preference.
But you said meet people where they are. So what if that man tells me I like FaceTime? I don't text. I don't talk on the phone. I'm a FaceTime person. So now we finna be FaceTiming. I just met you. I'm not finna be.
That's a bit excessive. So there's a build up to the FaceTime in that.
So don't meet them where they are.
No, not in that way. So what I think what I was getting at is
got him.
When you are strictly saying what it is that you won't do, and that's almost like you're not ready to engage with another human.
Okay, I got you. All right, I flow with you. You're saying be open-minded to trying something different. And just to get y'all to this place that y'all want to get to. Y'all dating, getting to know each other. Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
I think everybody should be open-minded.
How are you even going to get to know somebody that you don't know unless y'all try to figure out a way that works for both of y'all?
No, fair.
And if somebody is just honestly coming to the table saying, this is what I'm not going to do, I'm not somebody you're going to do either. I'm done. Because it's like...
that was funny.
This is a closed book for me.
Hey.
It's a no for me, dog.
That is so funny.
Because it's like there's no bending. Like, how do you have a relationship?
Yeah. No, I think you got to be open. You got to be willing to bend. I mean, it depends. I ain't bending that much while I'm dating, though.
But
unless I really like you,
and then you
unless I really like you.
But I think it's also fair, Jazz, that you communicate to that person, hey, this is how much I'm willing to put up for this at this time.
I'm about that.
This is how much time.
I'm so happy. I've never had problems with that
ever.
I've never had any problems with that. I actually have never had any problems that a lot of women I talk to be having. I'm grateful. Thankful.
I pray for all the women that's going through something in a relationship.
You got it, sis. And I know it's not easy. It's hard to get out emotionally. It's hard to get out of certain situations, even when you know you need to get out. Because I was in a situation I knew I needed to get out, and it was hard for me to get out. And I knew that I couldn't. I knew it was going to be hard for me to shake him. And I say that even right now. I'm in the process of still trying to shake him. And so, like, it's hard.
Well, for me, my experiences, it ain't never the person trying to get out. Like, the people just leave in my life. They just be on. They be like, deuces, I'm done. Again, my experiences, they've been different. I don't got to go into each and every one of them. But
God damn.
A lot of the times, like, the people...
It's not funny. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at how you said that. You talking about some shit. Ain't never been no walk away type situation for me. They just leave.
They just gone.
Yeah,
you know, you just, because it's been long distance, you can end with just a phone
That's
call.
Easy, yeah. See, I ain't
nothing
about long distance I like, child.
Right. I'm not providing a good case for the long distance.
You're really not. So, it's nothing about it that I like, and it's just like...
And fun fact, I was married and still got left. Like, it's funny as heck to me. Because it's like, that wasn't a long distance situation.
That we're laughing about it.
It still ended up in like a long distance way. Like, oh yeah, like I'm done. Like, click. So for me, y'all, I can laugh at my pain.
Are you not a leaver? I got words for that too. Most men are not leavers. Men will stay with a girl they know they don't want to be with while looking for a new girl. Most men aren't leavers. So why you be finding all the leavers?
I don't know.
Are you the person that never leaves, even though you should? See, I be calling. Look, you got men will not leave. I've even had a conversation with a man that's been like, he knew he needed to leave, but he was the conversation to have with the woman they lived together. He was like, the conversation was just too hard, so I decided to just stay. I was like, what? Like, why not? Like, a lot of it for men is the emotional sense of it. Like, it's just too hard for them to deal with the emotions of it sometimes.
Well, in that case, maybe the men that I had already found another woman, and then they were ready to go, and I just didn't know it.
Wow. Would you say that are you somebody, because we talk about like the fairy tale girls a lot, not no disrespect to the fairy tale women and women that live in that type of mindset or things like that. Would you say that you pick up on signs pretty well?
No. I'm learning. So like this new Jasmine, the one you see today, this Jasmine, healing, discernment, praying, like, not that I wasn't in the past, but being more present in order to ask the right questions. Like, where I feel like I can feel when a person is about to eject, or when they're no longer in their,
when they're disconnected from you,
when they're
not engaged anymore,
right? But then by that time, it's already a done thing.
Would you say that you just get so caught up in what the potential could be that you just begin to not pay attention to signs?
What I know about myself is I was so focused on career, businesses that I was working on, my creative projects. I don't think that I was ever in the emotional capacity in order to
catch the signs.
To catch the signs.
Even while dating someone.
Even while being in full-blown relationships, I was always like, I remember one of them, again, this is college, just being so caught up in, well, I need to get myself together. I need to get my career. I need to get this. And it's just like, at that same time, how much emotionally, I think I can be emotionally distant. As emotional as I am with everybody else in my relationships,
how does that make sense? You think you're emotionally distant, but you attach quickly emotionally to fall in love quick?
No. That only happened one time. I can definitely say that only happened one time. Like, I don't know.
And you don't think it'll be a pattern?
It hasn't. I haven't fallen in love so quickly like that in the past. That was the first time. Okay. And when I look back on that situation, again,
do you think it was desperation?
Yeah. Because I had been celibate for 5 years. And
5? My Lord. I didn't know it was that long.
Yes.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, we get into the meat towards the end of this.
Ain't we though? Because it's definitely towards the end. I'm over here like, woo, child, 5 years.
Yeah, so
my Lord.
5 years is when I...
So you think it was a sex desperation?
No. I don't think it was a sex desperation. It was like, I've been waiting, and it's just like, this is the opportunity that presented itself, and I took it when discernment could have been like, it's okay, sis. There'll be more options. And in my situation, I don't know how many women just getting proposed to randomly. Like, my stuff different. Okay?
Me either. I too don't know. But that's okay though. Like, as long as, you know what I'm saying, we can look at it now, both of us.
I love.
Because that was my first settling relationship, really. And I can say I don't like the way it felt. And I can also say that I hope I never have to settle again. But I will say my mentor told me that I will. So yeah. That's that.
All I got to say is I don't think I will be experiencing any more random marriage proposals, and I will not be accepting any more random proposals. I will not be moving swiftly into getting married.
Big life.
And on top of that, I don't think that I will be in a space mentally, emotionally, physically, financially to just go into something without thinking. Yeah. I think logic.
It's
left.
easy to say that though, sis. We don't know what's ahead. We don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how I'm gonna feel at 32. At 32, I might hit a whole nother different wave of desperation and put myself back in a situation where it's like, all right, I need something. I need this. I need that. I don't know. So I can't say that it won't happen. What? 35, 37. Who knows what along with a biological clock, who knows what type of scenarios and situations that I'm going to be in. So, I mean, I can't say anything about it, but I can say I learned through it though, child.
I'm just happy I went through mine at 26.
I learned through, I am happy I learned relatively young.
Yeah.
But have you seen any of those, are you on TikTok?
I am.
But you ain't making no TikTok videos.
I am.
You just watching?
I have.
You making TikTok videos?
I made some TikToks.
What?
Girl, you know I'm using the internet.
That's a fact. You are using the internet. I should have just assumed.
I have some TikToks.
First of all, my mentor just kind of put me onto TikTok. So
it's dope.
It's dope.
It's a nice
Because at first
world.
I was like, I wasn't against it, but at first I was like, it's for the kids. It has such a spectrum of like the kids, and then you got some aunties on there that's dancing, and I just thought that was dope. But since I've been on there myself, it's so educational.
It's very.
And you can pick your educational bucket. Some days I'm like, it's almost like I'm in Grey's Anatomy, girl. The doctors is educating me. Some days I'm looking at Guardian videos, and I'm learning stuff about plants, and I'm getting educated in that aspect. But have you seen the videos of like women or men posting what dating in their 30s feel like? And it's like a video, and they be like, are you married? No. Do you have kids? No. Why don't you have, like, and they like talking about the challenges of dating in your 30s just in general, like, because people are gonna have kids by then, you know what I mean? A lot of people are,
they're starting now.
yeah, like it's very few men I meet now. Can y'all save me a baby daddy, please? It's my, like, I'm asking nicely, like, God damn, y'all taking all the men out here with all these kids, save me a baby daddy so like I can have one, because it's not that many men that don't have, you know, kids. And so I always told myself at the age of 25, after 25, that I would be open to dating men without kids, like with kids. Are you open to dating men with kids?
No.
You're not? At 27, you meet a man that has one kid, you're just not with it?
No. It just, I mean, that connection and the things have to be so much more aligned, because I'm going to be signing up for another woman
to be dating. I'm just talking about dating.
I'm not signing up for just you. I'm signing up for your child, and
Absolutely.
I'm signing up for her, because at no capacity should I have a bad relationship with the mom of your child. It's
why you go so far behind? Like, you went fast down. I'm talking about just dating them. They just, you at the dinner table, date number 3, they tell you they got a kid. You out of there?
It just depends on the connection or something. Like, because I'm looking at it from a holistic point of view. Like, I know that if you have a child by another woman,
absolutely,
that woman is a part of whatever we're doing.
She ain't a part of what y'all are doing, but at some point there is a bridge there where you have to meet that woman and think, like, at some point, not early, but at some point in the relationship, if you guys continue on, yes, absolutely. But I always say after 25, because there's just so many men that have kids. There are not that many that don't, and so like I'm okay with. I'm okay with the kids. And I dated a man with a kid. I dated a man that had kids, and it really great.
That's good.
But it was great because I think he was a communicator, so he had very good relationship, co-parenting relationship with his baby mama.
I just heard that majority of the time,
and I liked his
kid. Man has a baby mom, like, you know.
I loved his kid.
They still fooling with each other in some capacity.
That was the homie. Well, see, my kid wasn't 2. She was quite old when I met her, so the fooling with the baby mama had been done.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
The kid got to be older.
Yeah, you can't meet me. Don't run up on me and tell me you got a 10-month. Oh Lord,
I'm meeting like men in their 30s who don't have children.
Yeah, I know some. Listen, I ain't saying they ain't out there. I know some too. Do you mind dating older men?
Yeah, that's what I want.
Well. You know, but what's your limit with that? You 27, what's the highest you'll go?
Maybe 34, 35 as of right now. Where I'm at, what I can mentally stomach. Because I feel like if you're in your 40s, like, that's not okay. And some of the reasons why we could still do some of the 20s, but I really, if the guy's in his 20s, like, we still gotta wait till you like 28, 29. We need you to run all that out. get all of it. Whatever
get it out
it
your
is,
system.
Get it out your
I hear
system.
You. I hear you. See, I'll do 10 years. So you could be about 39. You could be about 30. I could do a 40. Listen, because these old folk ain't old like they used to be. So I could do a 43. Are you for 43? Who won't?
43?
A 43 that looks like he 36. Who won't?
Again,
Who?
I'm still processing that.
Who?
You know, my dad is like, what, 55?
Now that is the key. The key is that I will not go anywhere near the age of my dad.
Right.
Where my dad is like, oh, he only 3 years younger than me. That's weird. We ain't gonna do that, unless you got a private jet or something like that. Then I might have to.
Now we're stepping into sugar baby energy.
Absolutely. If you are out there, listen. Absolutely, I had a sugar daddy, and he was older than me.
Well, that's all they can be, right? I can't see a sugar daddy being 21.
He was older than me by 10 years. I mean, it could have been. I could have been 17.
Your parents knew you had a sugar daddy?
Why would they know that?
You said it on this
podcast.
podcast.
You always ask me if somebody knows something.
Because you literally just said it on the podcast, so I'm assuming.
And my daddy told me he gonna listen to all of them. So I'm grown. Look, at the end of the day, ain't nobody walking to my house and be like, Daddy, got a sugar daddy? Like, who does that? I mean, well, no shade to the people that might do that, but I know some people that had them type of relations with their mom and their parents or whatever. No. But I did have a sugar daddy, and it was cool.
Okay.
It was really cool. He was older and, like, flew me out. Shout out to him.
Flew it out.
I got flued out and would buy me stuff and send me stuff. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't giving me no money. I didn't get any money. But he would always send me things and buy me things. And, like, we would spend time together and, like, again, fly me out. But I mean, I'm not a money girl. Like, I'm not after your money, so.
To each his own.
I'm not, like, you know. But I mean, if you want to give me a couple G's, I ain't never gonna just be like,
turn it
no.
down.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm also not like, give me money too. So yeah, I'll date older. Like, you wouldn't do a 42 that was like, I mean, well, you're 27. You wouldn't do a 37 that's like a youthful 34. You know some older people that's youthful and spunky and.
Yeah, I mean, man, that man done probably just done so much.
What that mean?
I don't know. What I'm getting myself into. What's your 37 years? What you done in your 37 that I ain't done in my 20s?
He done lived. Y'all different ages. That's gonna be there where he's done a lot of different things than what you've done.
I understand, but I'm trying to see what you was into. That's really what it is.
What do you mean by that? What you was into? He was into life. He 30, he 40 something. He almost 40. He done seen, he done saw, and it's more to see. 40 is young.
No, it ain't nothing about what I think is old or what I think is young. I'm thinking, what have you lived through? What traumas have you maybe not unpacked? What healing?
But I feel like that's any age. Do you not feel that way?
Of course, but I can honestly say the healing of a 27-year-old guy versus a 37-year-old guy, that it could be completely different. How many things that you've experienced?
I don't think it's that different. I don't think it's that. Can it be? Sure. I really don't think it's that different, though. And in the men that I've met 30-year-olds that ain't healed and done nothing and did no work. Just like a 27-year-old ain't healed and did no work. Because it's not attached to an age for me.
I get it, but
so because it sounds like expectations. It sounds like you're expecting a 37-year-old because he's 37 to come to you or come to anybody a lot in a better place than a 27-year-old man should come to you.
I hope that you've learned something by 37 years old.
Sis, I'm going to go with you on that one and say,
I would hope.
I'm going to go with you on that one and say that I do hope that as you are aging that you would be doing that. But that's not the case for us out here. Realistically, that ain't the case. We can't have them type of expectations.
Means that right now, while we under 30, we in the best place. We doing the best we can. We moving forward.
For
we
sure.
in uncomfortable growth, and it's
definitely uncomfortable.
If we ain't got to be somewhere between 27 and 37, and we ain't got to elevate, and we ain't got to be,
I'm healing.
Good.
I know you lying. I'm out here. I'm doing the work every day, because it ain't about them. It's about me. Every day, I'm out here trying to get better, do better, work on my triggers, work on things that I talk better.
And so that's what I'm saying.
Love better.
I would hope that at 37,
but it ain't like that. That's fairytale.
Like my prayer.
Right now, we can put one out there for him.
My prayers
is that by then you should have some of your shit together. Absolutely. You should now. They don't, but you should.
But if it ain't, are we just combining issues?
Yes, we are. That's called trauma bonding. At that point, that is what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but also, I don't want to. If I'm working on myself the way I just said I was, I'm healing. I'm trying to love better, do better, speak better, and I really do that work. Which is, you can tell that I'm doing that work. Why would I? When I bring that to the table, I want you to come to the table with that too.
Perfect. Don't matter what age.
Even if it's uncomfortable, it don't matter what age. If I'm 60 right now and I meet a 62-year-old, that's still the energy I want. Because it's not an age thing. It's a internal thing. It's a character thing. It's about who you want to be in this world.
Yeah.
And who you choose to show up as.
Yeah.
Show up great. I just want everybody to show up great.
Do you think we covered everything we needed to in this love
I think that
and
was pretty. Absolutely.
We talked about a lot.
Y'all slide some questions and all of that. We want Jazz page. Go slide some questions. Look.
I'm so dead.
Pretty plug page.
Go to J Renee page too.
Slide some questions and like, what y'all think about love and where you're at and your age too? Because like, maybe we wrong. Maybe you a 30-something-year-old woman. You in your late 30s and you think dating a 30-year-old man is popping out here. Maybe they different. And talk to me.
And
tell us.
So okay with being wrong.
Me too. We both are okay being wrong.
I'm okay with mixed
hold
opinions.
on. I'm all right with mixed opinions too, but don't come over to my page. See, this is where we gotta go left.
She different.
Don't come to my page cussing at me, and don't come on my page talking reckless shit. I'm with the shits. I will talk reckless back to you. That's why if you need to go somewhere and talk your shit, it's not my page. But bring your opinion. You can definitely disagree and say, I disagree. I'm dating. I'm doing this. I settle here. Men don't settle here. Let's talk about it. I like to talk about it respectfully. Let's respect each other. Let's talk about it.
Let's engage in uncomfortable growth together.
You know? All right, yo, we're going to get up out of here. We got one more episode we're going to bring to y'all, and we do want the feedback, though. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Talk to us, man.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Absolutely. And it's been Uncomfortable Growth with Jazz.
And Jazz.
All right, y'all. We out.